Hello everyone, and welcome once again to another edition of the Foolish Fish Esoteric News with your weekly updates on the worlds of esoteric and occult book publishing and arts and events and paraphernalia. We are once again sponsored by Miskatonic Books. Miskatonicbooks.com, thank you so much for sponsoring the show. I really do appreciate it. Everyone watching, really, if you don't know Miskatonicbooks.com, do go and check out their page on Facebook, of course, where you can stay updated on a regular basis on those very latest books that are coming out on a regular basis. You know that Miskatonic Books also publish books on a regular basis as well, and I've got some such exciting news that I can't share it with you quite yet, but there are two bits of incredibly exciting news that Larry Roberts from Miskatonic Books has shared with me that I just can't wait to let you guys know about. I know that you're all going to be extremely excited about this. Another collaboration alongside Jack Grail with this new imprint that that Jack Grail has created, right? In collaboration with Miskatonic Books. So this is really cool. This is the one that really jumped out for me this week. It's the Lioness, the Song of Inanna, in its deluxe leather-bound limited edition. And I've shown you the standard edition of this beautiful book by Samuel David. I've done a full review of it, but and you can see that here it is the standard edition that is actually being shown, the inside of, but it's the outside, which is just brand new and very exciting to have a closer look at right there. So if you have been holding out for the deluxe edition, do know that is now available. And it certainly looks like it was worth the wait. How lovely is that? Good stuff. Let's move to very exciting news. You know that I have been using the Terra Volatile tarot deck as my go-to tarot deck for the past, how long has it been now? 3 months at the very least. And they sold out of the new edition of their tarot that they had at the time, and people have been wanting to get their hands on it. And well, the pre-orders have actually started, but that's not the only news. There's also yes, if you've been waiting to get your hands on the tarot, the pre-sale has started already. But this is actually the thing that I've been looking forward to, because I already have the tarot, right? And it's the Terra Volatile book. The pre-orders for the book have now opened, and we're getting images of the final product. You know, the book, the way it finally looks, and it's just gorgeous. Look at this. This is a look at the back of the book as well. You can see, just how beautiful this book is going to be. Essentially, it's the information about each one of the cards that are in the Terra Volatile book deck. You know that is a deck that has the usual number of cards, 78, and then it's also got some replacement cards and additional cards, so that you can just create your own ideal deck. So yeah, those additional cards are in like an expansion pack, and you can buy both of them. Well, you can pre-order both of those. Here's the actual deck itself. I can't remember if it's got exactly 78 cards or a little bit more, possibly a little bit more, and then the expansion pack for making even more choices on which card you ideally want representing each one of the cards in a traditional tarot, and if you want even more cards in your deck than the traditional 78 cards. That's really very cool. Well, there is a website where you can read up on each of those cards and the reason why they've been described, and or rather why they've been designed the way they've been designed. This is not one of the cards, by the way, so not all of the illustrations in this book are going to be illustrations of the cards. However, each one of the cards is going to be in the book. So yes, there's a website that describes each of those cards, but the book has updated all of this, yes, just made the information, just expanded the information so that it's if you're after just simply more than just having these gorgeous illustrations in a larger format. Then you know it's going to be worth your while as well, right? So yes, that's very, very exciting news. Good stuff. News from Theion Publishing. In fact, 2 bits of news. The first is that Imago, Body Vision Magic by Robert Allen, is now available for pre-orders. If you click on the link over here, it'll take you to Theion Publishing, and I'll just wait for that to load up. And in the meantime, I will show you what's going on here. So it seems that Robert Allen is talking about the power of image, specifically in magic in general. There are going to be some images by Constance Duquette. Those of you who follow Lon-Milo Duquette quite closely probably know his wife, who is a talented artist. And yes, she has been commissioned to create 4 full colors illustrating the 4 elements, which is very, very cool. But yeah, I think that this is a really interesting topic for a book. I think that specifically in Western occultism, the place that image has is very central and is sometimes overlooked in terms of how important it is. So that's really cool. And then the next bit of information from, yes, so it's right here. Yes, you can choose your option. The Auric edition is their super deluxe edition, right? And then there's also going to be a regular standard cloth hardcover edition, which is very nice. And then there's also Underworld, which is now in its 2nd edition. David Beth from Theion Publishing has shared this image that has arrived from the factory, if I understand correctly. No, excuse me. It arrived a few minutes ago at Theion Publishing, so it seems like it's going to be being shipped out at the moment. The 2nd edition of Underworld, a practical guide to necromancy, which is also naturally available directly through Theion Publishing. If you just hit that shop tab over there, it's not the fastest website in the world, but yes, you'll be able to get there and read the whole blurb of Underworld 2nd edition. Very exciting stuff. All right, news from Anathema Publishing. The Druid and Psychologist's clothing is now available to pre-order directly from Anathema Publishing at their store. We're getting some just a better look at that artisanal edition, and yeah, I know that a lot of people are really very excited for this particular work, A Druid and Psychologist's Clothing by Ian C. Edwards. It's going to be the next big one from Anathema Publishing. I mean, who could possibly not be excited about this, right? Very, very cool stuff. But it's also very nice to see that the artisanal edition is going to be so beautiful, and it seems that it's going to be being created in 2 separate batches. So there's planning for 35 to 45 copies in total, but only 14 copies are available for the moment directly through the website. Once again, if you just go to anathemapublishing.com /store, as I will leave details for down in the description, as always. All the links for everything you see today is all down in the description, as always. And you'll be able to see it directly from Anathema Publishing. Do remember that this is Canadian dollars. You can choose your own currency over here, right? Okay, let's move on to news from Aeon Sophia Press. Well, I'm really looking forward to receiving my grimoire of the 72 Angels of the Shemha Mepharash, which should, the latest information is that it should be sent out in April. There was a small delay. Yes, April instead of March. I guess we're reaching the end of April. Well, maybe not quite. It is the 20th of April as I speak. There are still 10 days left in April, but I guess it may not be all that surprising if it pushes over into May. We'll see, but yes, looking forward to that. But maybe more importantly, and kind of the point of this news segment today, is this update about all the works of Gilles de Laval, which are being made available once again, new editions. Or should I say maybe new printings? I'm not sure that they're actual new editions per se. Like I don't think that there's anything changed within the content there, but they're just being made available to purchase once again. And there is currently 20% off if you order the whole set of 6 books. There we go. Just once again, links down below so that you can check all of that out. Yes, somebody, I can't remember who it was, but somebody was complaining about how absolutely atrocious this website is. I couldn't agree more. I'm sorry, Aeon Sophia Press, this isn't great, but I suppose it's better than nothing, and it means that you can buy directly through them if you are. I think that they're based in Germany. I believe they're based in Germany. I may be wrong about that, but these are books. At least the kinds of books that Miskatonic books make available very, very regularly through their website. If you are interested in getting a hold of these books and you live in the United States. All right, news from Hadean Press. Oh my goodness, they shared this picture of Imperatrix Aeterna, and it just looks beautiful, doesn't it? Magical stories from the Queen of Heaven. This is their very latest book, and it's just so beautiful, so beautiful. I've really been impressed with their efforts of design of their standard hardcover books over the past couple of years now. Really, well done. It's really very, very beautiful, and I'm seeing in my various social media feeds that people are starting to receive those. So that's really very, very cool. All right. News. Pandemonium, Jake Stratton Kent. I suppose that was their previous picture. It's unrelated to today's story, but a great book. If you don't know about it, go check out my review of Jake Stratton Kent's Pandemonium. There we go. This is nice. So basically, as many of you know, Rachel Pollack passed away a couple of weeks ago now, and it seems that there is a new edition of through Wiser Books. Wiser Books have made available a new edition of A Walk Through the Forest of Souls, which originally came out in 2002. This new edition has been extensively revised and updated by the author, so it seems to have been what she was doing most lately, right? And Wiser have now made that available. It's going to be, it's in pre-order at the moment, and it will be available to actually purchase on the 1st of May. Although I'm not seeing any indication on Amazon that this is a pre-order. Have I missed something? Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. Anyway, it's really lovely to see this book, which has been very important for very many people. talking about the philosophies underpinning the tarot from probably the best respected voice in tarot of our age. So that's 78 Degrees of Wisdom is probably the number one most recommended book on the tarot, most regularly recommended book at least. Big hitting names here. Benabel Wen here is talking about how important the book is, and many other names who's Mary K. Greer and so on. Matt Oren is right there. Neil Gaiman is right there. We know that Neil Gaiman was very close to Rachel. There we go. So yes, put in your orders ASAP. Naturally, the links to any Amazon books that I show you that go into the description down there are associate links. So if you click on those links to get to Amazon, and then make a purchase. In fact, it doesn't really matter what you end up purchasing. I will get a small commission for anything that you purchase. It doesn't make any difference to the price that you get that you get to pay. So you pay the same price whether you go directly to Amazon or through one of my links. But I do get a little commission, and it every little obviously helps, and I really appreciate everyone who takes the trouble to do that. It's really very deeply appreciated. Nevertheless, the links to find A Walk Through the Forest of Souls is down there in the description. All right, let's move on to this is a bit of information that was shared by Frater Acher, who reached out to me. Thank you so much, Frater Acher, for this. This is very cool. It's a journal from the Ruhr-Universität in Bochum. Wow, I'll just let the titles of these articles of this kind of e-journal speak for themselves. Western Learned Magic as an Entangled Tradition is the title of this volume 14, number 3. And have a look at some of those titles, right? I would be very surprised if people watching this particular news video or type of video didn't find at least something that piqued some interest. You can find them. You can either download them as a PDF if you like to read them on a device or something like that, or you can just go straight to the HTML, which will load it as a web page. It's all Creative Commons attribution 4.0, so you're free to use this as long as you're giving a reference, right? Giving proper attribution. I'll let you discover all of that in your own time. Very cool stuff. Thank you very much once again, Frater Acher. That's going to be filling up a few afternoons, I should imagine. Good stuff. This was a big surprise for me. Frater Setnakh very kindly sent me out a large parcel of all the things that he's been working on recently. You probably know Frater Setnakh from the 72 coins that he made for those 72 angels of the Shem HaMeforash, which I reviewed, and maybe more recently the Solomonic seals from the Greater Book of Solomon. He has lately been working on some seals of archangels, and I'll show you those in time. I expect probably even later today if I have. Maybe not later today. Anyway, at some point soon. It'll certainly be within the next few weeks. Very lovely new coins. You know the format now, where they're the same kind of quality. They're a little bit larger once again, and very beautiful. These 7 coins of the 7 archangels, and along with them, I guess these are rather the coins from the 72 Shemhammer Farash angels. But let me come back to this surprise that came in the parcel. I'll talk to you a little bit more about some other surprises, but this is the one that really grabbed my attention. This is the one that really made me go, that's cool. This is basically paper on which you can write your intentions or write your sigil or whatever. And you can see that this paper has got these seeds embedded in the paper. So then what you do is that you wet the paper and let the seeds germinate. Excuse me, just like this. And then you plant the result and see your spell blossom and bloom. Is that wonderful? So yeah, there are daisies in there and a couple of other very very natural local wild seeds. I think that's really really lovely. Very very nice. Good stuff. Let me see if I can find because what was also included in that little package that he sent me was some sigils, not some sigils, some talismans from the 6th and 7th books of Moses. And let me see if I can find them. Here they are. So the 7 seals from the 6th and 7th books of Moses are right here. They're in stainless steel. Obviously, it'll be up to you to decide on the value of having, such seals, such talismans made for you. Not necessarily in a magical way. I think that's probably my main concern here, is that a little bit along the same lines as the concern that I have for the seals of Solomon, right, from the greater book of Solomon. The Greater Key of Solomon, excuse me. Those are talismans that are supposed to be created with particular metals and at particular times of day. I'm not completely familiar with the 6th and 7th books of Moses. I have Joseph Peterson's wonderful edition of those, but I haven't dug very deep into it. And so, yeah, I mean, these may be absolutely fine. I would recommend looking into whether it's the right thing for you. They're certainly very beautiful, and I can absolutely vouch for the quality of the products that are being offered here by Frater Setnakh. As with everything that he creates, by the way, it's always great quality. And you can see it. Yeah, you can see kind of the scale of it over here. One of the clients has very kindly provided a picture for scale. Right, very very nice. There we go. That's my little overview of Frater Setnakh's wonderful shop here. Let's move on to another one. So this one was Millennial Buddhist or Millennial Buddhism who shared this page, and they're basically smudges, and I don't use smudges, but I know that many of you who watch my channel do, and these looked just particularly gorgeous. Obviously, once again, it'll be up to you to decide what's essential in a smudge, and whether what you need from a smudge is actually here. My understanding is that a smudge should really contain sage or white sage at the very least, but from what I understand, it may contain other things. I can see some Palo Santo sticks over here. I guess you might not call them smudges simply, right? That seems to be the case over here. But yes, you may want to determine for yourself whether the particular flowers that are being added here are okay for you. They certainly make for very, very beautiful materials. I mean, looking at the pictures here is just a joy in itself, right? I could spend quite a lot of time just enjoying the colors that are on display here. Very, very beautiful work here. There's absolutely no doubt. So that's Charlie Haze who's creating all of these. Hey, maybe it's just my internet connection that's slow today. Maybe. And it looks like it's not the only thing that Charlie is making available. There seem to be some money spells going on here, some sprays and so on. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. I'll let you browse at your leisure. This was great. This was a good friend of mine, Ricardo. Thank you so much for sending this one in. Tarot for Hackers. So for those of you who work in the IT industry, you might be interested in this one. This is a blog post that was posted a number of years ago. So we're talking about 2019. But I hadn't seen this one. It's very interesting. So. The blog poster is called Christine Dodrell. The series, well, the name that she uses for these blogs is Xe or She Yaso, and she's talking here about the process of using tarot for debugging. Right, so when for those of you who aren't IT specialists, when you create a bit of software, you have to try to get it to work. Right, you'll do your very best at the beginning. You'll create something, and then it's unlikely to work the first time round, and so you're going to go through it, and you're going to try to work out what is wrong with it, so that you can fix a little bit, so that eventually it does work the way that you want. And there are you're not here for an IT class. The point is that anyone out there who is maybe a tester, or certainly any engineers out there who are doing their own testing as part of their own job, and who need some kind of process for debugging, very often talking to somebody through the programming process can work. There's this technique which is called the rubber duck technique, where you tell the rubber duck, so you're not using another engineer's time, you tell the rubber duck how you've created the thing. But yes, it seems that this very creative blogger has come up with a solution whereby she, I guess, or he or they anyway, has been using the tarot to debug. How what a lot of fun, and having read it, why not? It seems like an interesting process. I'll let you read that again. Links down below. Let's conclude today's news segment with Fractured Sky, which is my board game, my picked board game of the week, and it's first of all, it's just beautiful. And I'll be completely honest here, it's the reason why it's here. But it seems that the mechanics are really, first of all, beginner friendly, but also interesting. I like that idea of area control combined with bluffing, combined with resource management. And look how gorgeous that is. Obviously, there's a standard edition which doesn't have quite as much plastic, I guess, much more cardboard. But yes, it's getting a lot of appreciation from many different sources, and they're just creating something very beautiful. They've got magnets involved. I mean, of course this is going to be my board game of the week. It's got magnets. I mean, and look at how cool this this points tracker is. That's very, very nice. So yeah, there we go. I'll let you discover that in your own time if you enjoy rather more competitive board games. Then this one may very well be up your street, and it's just gorgeous. They've got some what do you call them, holographic cards as well, which is also very cool. There we are. All right, that's everything from me. Thank you ever so much for watching the show. Don't forget that I offer one-to-one consultations if you want a video consultation with me, just to have a regular general chat about any topic that you want to bring up, whatever is weighing on your mind, magically or not, by the way. But certainly, links to how you can book a session with me are down below. I'm going to be on holiday for the next couple of weeks. So I'm leaving on the 26th, which is actually a Wednesday. I'll be traveling throughout the 27th. To arrive in France, where my parents live, on the 27th in the evening. So the 27th is a Thursday, and the Thursday is usually when I do these, when I record these news videos for members. It's not impossible that I manage to record a news segment next week, possibly on the Friday. So exceptionally, it won't go out to members so much earlier than usual, as usual, should I say? But I just can't make any promises. I know that the 2 weeks that I've booked off, this is going to be like a proper holiday. It's going to be kind of my holiday for this year, and I wanted to take the opportunity to say thank you to all of the members who support the channel, who have made this trip possible. I wanted to thank everyone who has booked a consultation with me, who have made this possible. Everyone who has ordered the book. My admittedly quite small. I guess we're. I calculated it at around 3.4%, but nevertheless, that's made a huge difference. 3.4% of such a large sum has been very appreciated, and so all of that is really bundled up to something enormous, and I can go and visit my family and have a lovely time for 2 weeks with my family, and get to see my parents and my brother, and yeah. So thank you so much for all of your support and making all of that possible. I really appreciate it. Yeah, if you can leave a thumbs up, that's always a huge help, and subscribe down below if you haven't done so already, and my very, very best wishes to all of you, and I'll see you very soon with another video. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.